There are 5 important concepts that are the cornerstone of a successful digital marketing strategy. I often see businesses lose hundreds of thousands of dollars because of misunderstanding those concepts. While simple, they can have a profound impact on your go-to-market strategy. Understanding and deploying those concepts effectively will help you generate a continuous stream of qualified leads and convert more of those leads to business. In this short video, I will cover these 5 concepts. Hello everybody, and welcome to LeadCenter.AI. My name is Mustapha, and on this channel, I help businesses like you grow their revenue faster with digital lead generation strategy. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every week with actionable strategies on how to grow your business from online channel. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you will get notified every single time I drop an episode. Over the last 26 years, I worked in the enterprise and the startup space. After spending more than 19 years with Microsoft Corporation in the sales and marketing in the United States and overseas, I launched my first startup, Storad.com, in the Middle East, and I successfully grew it to a multi-million-dollar business. After COVID-19, I moved back to Houston, Texas to launch LeadCenter.AI. I worked with hundreds of small and medium businesses in the US and overseas to build and execute effective digital marketing strategies. At the time of recording this episode, LeadCenter.AI helped more than 500 US businesses generate 42,000 leads and more than $30 million in revenue. So let's talk about those 5 concepts. The first one is content. Content is any piece of article, landing page, video, or email you produce with the intention of reaching your target audience. 2 mistakes that we see small and medium businesses do, especially when they are starting, is that first, they focus a lot on advertisement. Like they want to sell their services very quickly, they want to generate leads very quickly, and that actually is counterintuitive. What you really need to do is to create content that achieve 2 objectives. First, establish your authority on that line of business. The second thing is add value to your audience, even if part of that value you are giving up free information or free value at the beginning, just to establish authority. The objective is not every person that sees this content will become a client. A percentage of them will convert to customers. The second mistake that we see a lot of small and medium businesses do is that they are not consistent and continuous. So when you start producing content, there is a process of optimization. There is a process of figuring out how to create that content, which is I'll speak about now. The second concept, once you start creating the content, you want to reach to your target audience. And you do that through channels. And there are hundreds of channels out there. Some of them are the big and famous, like Google, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. But also there are smaller channels. And a lot of time we see businesses, they focus on the very large channels. The problem with the large channels is that, yes, they have millions or hundreds of millions of your ideal customer profiles among their audiences. However, it's much more expensive. It's time consuming to be able to organically generate leads from those if you are going the organic way versus the paid advertisement. But there are a lot of smaller channels. For example, like Google Groups, you may find your ideal customer profiles in Google Groups asking certain questions or sharing information. So maybe you can produce content on those smaller groups and share it with them to be able to generate leads for your business. The third concept is that audiences. So, and actually this is one of the major things that you need to do when you are creating your digital marketing strategy is to define your ideal customer profile, ICP. Who's your ideal customer profile? What's their characteristics? And maybe they are lawyers that they live in Los Angeles, or for example, retiree that they are looking for financial advisors, and they are above the age of 59 with a certain amount of assets. So depending on your ideal customer profile, that will determine the channels that they are in and where you want to reach out to them, as well as the content that you will produce to them to establish your authority, as well as add value to them. So the third concept is audience, and part of the audience is the ideal customer profile. So once you establish this stream of marketing where you are able to identify your ISP, figuring out which channels you are going to work on, and producing content, you hope to start generating leads. Also, in this, one of the mistakes that I see a lot of small and medium startups do, and actually we did this when we started doing business, is that they want to be everywhere. They want to be across all channels. The problem is that your effort gets diluted. Each channel has its own dynamics. Each channel has its own way of dealing with it. And actually, it takes time to figure out this channel, to figure out how to reach to your audience, how to reach to your ICP in those channels, and then how to interact with them and generate leads. If you are working in a smaller marketing budget, that will be really difficult to be able to work across all those channels. Our advice: focus on one channel, try to make it work, successfully generate lead, and more importantly, convert those leads to new customers before going into newer channels to try to generate leads from. In my first startup, it took us around 6 months, 1 year to realize this, but then we spent the next 4 years after that just focusing on Google for both SEO as well as optimizing our Google ads to be able to generate leads for that business. So if you are adding value, you are establishing your authority, what will happen, and you are reaching to the right audience, you'll start generating leads. And it's important to be able to capture all the leads that you generate. We find a lot of, again, small and medium businesses, they don't have a centralized lead management software that automate the capturing of those leads. Sometimes I work with customers that they receive leads, but they are phone calls, and they are busy when they receive the phone call, and then maybe they call that customer after 2-3 days, and that customer lost interest or moved to a competitor, or they don't even call them at all because they don't remember that this happened. The same when you receive an email. So it's very important to have a centralized lead management software, and a lead management software that can automate the capturing of lead from all method of contacts, whether it's chat, website form, email, phone call, or whatever other sources available or mediums available to capture those leads. So once you start generating leads successfully, and hopefully you are able to convert some of those leads to appointments and then to business, it's very important to establish what we call conversion ratio. What's the conversion ratio? So basically, when you are doing marketing, you get in front of people, this is called views or impressions. Maybe this is the views, impressions of your Google ad in Google search. Maybe it's somebody seeing your post in LinkedIn. So this is a view. What you are hoping is to convert a percentage of those views to clicks or visits. That's clicks or visits to your website. And once they visit your website or landing page, you are hoping some of those people will interact with you, giving you their name, email, and phone numbers. Once they do that, and they are valid and verified, then those becomes leads. So a percentage of your visitors will become leads. And then you will go through a qualification process. Some of those leads may not fit your ideal customer profile, may not fit the type of business you work with, so they are not qualified. A percentage of them you hope will be qualified, and then there is a conversion ratio from leads to qualified leads. Once you have a qualified leads, you need to start interacting with them, and most probably this will be through appointments. Not every lead you generate will convert to appointment. there's a conversion ratio, and we'll talk about that now. And you hope out of those appointments, you'll be able to convert number of those to new customers. So what's the conversion ratio? The conversion ratio is being able to establish an accurate percentage of conversion from each stage in this funnel to the next. And this is extremely important, especially when we start talking about customer acquisition cost. So the fourth important concept is conversion ratio. The last concept is customer acquisition cost, CAC. What's CAC? It's the cost of sales plus the cost of marketing over new customers acquired. And both of those concepts are connected together. Why? Because if I'm spending $10,000 in sales and marketing, even if that generated 10 leads, but I was able to convert one lead to new customer, then my new customer or my customer acquisition cost is $10,000. So it's very important to understand what's the customer acquisition cost. And once you start understanding that, and actually when you start doing advertisement out of time or digital marketing, the customer acquisition cost will be at the higher end. But then once you understand your conversion ratio, it's a continuous optimization process where you see where are the conversion ratio as at lower end, and you try to improve it. Maybe you are able to generate qualified leads, but they are not converting to appointments, or the appointments are not converting to new customers. What we notice with our customers is that even a small percentage increase in conversion from one stage to another, that can mean a dramatic decrease in customer acquisition cost, which in turn will improve your profitability. So customer acquisition cost, very important concept. Actually, I'll do another video about this alone because there are two other KPIs that impact it, which is LTV, long-term, the long-term value for customer, as well as churn rate. So, but we'll talk about that in a different session. Here is a quiz. Is a website, is it a channel or a medium? Actually, a website is a medium, especially for small and medium businesses. A website is a medium to deliver content and capture leads. A lot of small and medium businesses, they get disappointed when they create a website. They think that, okay, I'm available now online. I just need to build a website out there, and that will start generating leads. Customers will find me. That's not the case. Actually, a website without a digital marketing strategy is like a store in the middle of the desert without channels leading to it. The digital marketing strategy is the roads, where you are building roads and you are building channels to reach to your store. And actually, the content you produce is kind of the advertisement or the way you lure in those customers on that road to reach out to your store. Some websites, they don't need channels. So some websites, they grow big enough where they have enough viral effect that they get almost 95% of their traffic without relying on any other channels to get that traffic. Examples are Google, Facebook, LinkedIn. And really for small and medium business, it's really hard to reach to that stage. Yes, it's possible, but it's really hard to say, I can get customers online without relying on any other channel. So I saved all those concepts here. I added them into two slides written. If you want to download this presentation along with those two slides, please click on the link below. So the last thing I would like to do is to show you in a demo, how can you set up channels as well as lead tracking on LeadCenter.AI. So once you log into your account on LeadCenter.AI, click on Setup. The setup will make you reach the settings menu. So on the settings menu, let me try to zoom it here, make it a bit better to see. Okay. And in the setup menu, you will notice that you have lead capturing. Under lead capturing, you will have mediums. You can set up sources, and then you can assign the various mediums that gets attached to those sources. So, for example, when I click on medium here, we have built up all the existing mediums or the known mediums that we can use to capture leads. That's email redirect, phone call redirect, website forms, offline, chat, Zapier, calendar, CSV upload, which is manual, as well as retail, which is a CRM for financial advisors. For example, if I click on phone redirect, I can see all the lead sources. And here I can see, for example, the phone numbers that, or the virtual phone number that we redirect to the business number that to capture phone call leads. And if I click on, for example, email redirects, it will show me the emails that assigned to those channels or sources, and any email that get forwarded to this email will show up under this channel. So this is extremely important. Why? Because you want to know, especially if you start running an omni-channel or a multi-channel campaign strategy, you want to be able to know which channel is generating the best amount of lead, which channel is generating the maximum amount of qualified leads, and what's your customer acquisition cost per channel. So the first thing, of course, what you want to do first is to set up sources or channels. So lead sources is channels for all the channels that you are working on. Let's say Google for Business or Google My Business, Google Ads, if you are running local services, Google Ads, or if you are running directly from the website, which is, we call it Google Search or organic, or any other method or method, for example, YouTube. Maybe you are publishing videos on YouTube with the intention of generating leads for your business, or any other kind of channel that you are doing advertisement on or publishing content on with the intention of generating lead. So in here, I can come and add a new channel. For example, we'll call it YouTube paid ad campaigns. And let me see if there's a YouTube. Yeah, there's a YouTube icon. So I entered the name of the campaign. I selected the color. I selected an icon. I'm adding it as a new source. And now I will have YouTube paid ad campaigns as a source. The second thing you want to do after that is to come to calls redirect and request a virtual phone number. And actually, when you request a virtual phone number, within around like 4 to 5 hours, a virtual phone number will be assigned to that channel. And the second thing you want to do is email redirect. And then here, I will generate an email for this channel, and any email you forwarded to this email will be captured with the channel being YouTube paid ad campaigns. Also, other than email redirect and phone calls, what you can do, you can build forms, or you can connect external forms dedicated to this channel. Or even you can build landing pages, and this is something I will show you later. For both, for form builder, connecting external domain, as well as connecting external forms, this can be done and assigned per channel in the same methodology. Thank you for watching this. Please feel free to reach to us at support@LeadCenter.AI if you have any question, or if you need help both with lead generation or to configure your lead management software. You can call us also toll free at 888-291-7116. Thank you.